Hey, buddy, this is Kevin here with Troup football coach Tanner Glisson. I like the T-shirt, by the way.
Yeah, that was a good coincidence, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
you guys won state, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, that was nice. We're
Yeah,
still living it, and
yeah,
it's exciting. But now
yeah.
we're on the football.
Yeah, way off topic, I know, but I shared a video 4 years ago. A lot of those kids were on the same World Series
Yeah,
team
sure.
that they won, and 4 years later they're celebrating again. So it's
Yeah,
pretty special.
yeah, it was nice, and
Yeah,
we talk about that quite a bit. I've kind of watched them
yeah,
progress, and Chandler being that age
yeah,
with
yeah,
Davis and
yeah,
Chase and those guys, so
yeah,
that's been really cool. And
yeah.
so all those guys are out here playing football.
Right, they
So
are.
we'll
Yeah.
see what we got here tomorrow night.
Yep, the bottom line is football season. Obviously, y'all had a preseason game against Cedartown, which unfortunately got cut short because of the lights going out, but it was still a really productive day for you guys. And now it's time to play for real against Villa Rica team with a lot of tradition, and I'm sure you're expecting a big time challenge from those guys.
Yeah, we went up there last year
Yeah,
and put it on them pretty good,
yeah,
but that was a perfect storm, literally,
right.
for us.
Yeah,
Everything went exactly right for us
yeah,
and wrong for them.
yeah.
And then we had a monsoon, late in the
Yes.
third quarter
Right.
that kind of helped seal the deal.
Yeah.
And Villa Rica has a really, really good program, and Coach Barron's doing a really good job.
Yeah.
And they played their worst game of the season that
Okay.
night. They went on to have a really, really good season,
Yeah.
made the playoffs.
Right.
They're in a higher classification, and I went and watched them against Noonan maybe a week ago,
Right.
and they are much improved from
Okay.
last year as well.
Right.
They're really good in the box.
Yeah.
They got a really good offensive scheme, and so it's going to be a big challenge for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you're excited to see what these guys can do. They've had a really good offseason. I know when I've talked to you, you're proud of the work they put in. And you mentioned things couldn't have gone much better against Cedartown in the scrimmage. So I'm sure you're really excited to see what these guys can do.
I am. You may mention at the baseball state championship, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
But we also pretty much lost a large part of spring practice.
That's a good point. Yeah.
With me
Right.
and a lot of the players, and
Which is a good problem to have.
It is, but I'm very, very excited and proud of the catch up that we've done this summer.
Right.
We have worked nonstop all summer long. These guys have worked their tails off. Well, we're at a really good point, bringing a lot of guys back. Last year, we knew we were going to take a lot of lumps.
Yeah.
We had hoped to have a successful season as far as being in the playoffs and all, but we played all those road games last year.
Yeah.
And so bringing 10 starters back on offense is a huge blessing for us, and we're really, really excited to turn them loose. They're tired of hitting each other,
Right.
ready to go play.
Yeah, absolutely. We touched on the scrimmage a little bit against Cedartown.
Sure.
The guys played well. Do you feel like they accomplished everything you wanted to?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. We went out there and played pretty much a full half with the starters.
Yeah.
The rain didn't affect it until the fourth quarter.
Right.
We were going to empty the
Right.
bench anyway.
Yeah.
So we checked off a lot of boxes there, but you never really know in a scrimmage. We got the better of Cedartown that night, but Cedartown's got a really good program, really good team, and I'm sure they were not trying to show a whole lot.
Right.
They have a rivalry game coming up with Rockmart. So we were very proud and excited how we flew around and did some really good things, but you really won't know till tomorrow night.
Yeah, no doubt. You mentioned spring practice. I know it's been kind of challenging in some ways for you to do two sports, but how important is it to have a great coaching staff, guys that you can really rely on? Know if you're not there, you don't have any worries that they're going to get the job done.
So the big thing since I've been here, we've got a good nucleus of coaches that have been here, going into 11 years for me, 10 years for a couple of those guys. But this time last year, we did have to roll over a new staff. We lost a lot of players, rolled over new staff, and I feel like this staff has really come together. We worked hard to beef that staff up in the off season. Bringing in Coach Bubba Jeter was a huge part of that, huge part of that. And me backing away from the defense a little bit and letting JC have full control of that defense is big. I probably micromanaged a little bit too much last year, and I was kind of jack of all trade, master of none. And so I think we've taken a big step forward. We're in year 2 with Coach McNamee in the offense. And so now we have everything in that we want in the playbook. We have a returning quarterback. You got to think we had a new offensive coordinator and a new quarterback last year. So everything's looking on the up and up as long as we can stay healthy.
Right, and that quarterback last year, Chase did a great job filling in. Of course, you had your starter miss a lot of time, so he's going to be a really fun guy to watch this year.
Well, not only did he miss 4 games, but even when he came back, he was only about 85%. And so if Garrison stays healthy, he's going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
You know, we've had a long line of great quarterbacks here since I've been here with Montez Crowe, who broke a lot of records. Kobe Hudson, you know, did a wonderful job, and so did Teo Todd. And now it's Garrison's turn. And hopefully things work out where it's Chase's turn next year. And we don't have to use Chase as much this year, and he can play defense. But the quarterback position is good hands for a long time to come.
Right. You mentioned Kobe. It was so cool. I know you're so proud to see Kobe and Jamari, what they're doing. You look back on that 2018 team to have Kobe throwing passes, Jamari. Of course, the previous year he had Montez. It's pretty special to see guys. You never know what they can do after high school, but to have guys like that leave high school, get it done in college, and now shine on the NFL stage. That's pretty cool.
It's extremely cool. You know, going back to that 2018, this is no disrespect to where we sit today, but the AAA bracket last year, if we would have had that 2018 team in that bracket, we probably would have another ring, and so that would be really cool. But you know, you had Trevor Lawrence, and then you had Blessed Trinity. That was really
so dang good.
Blessed Trinity's got a linebacker starting for the Falcons, and so. But yeah, no, I mean, we feel really good about where we are. It seems like every 2 or 3 years we make a deep run and make it to a semifinal, and you know, we would love to try to knock that door down a little bit and push it a little further. But this is a bear of a region. You know, the schedule's right here on the board in front of me, and I'm just looking at it, and you got to stay healthy. I mean, that's the prime example of that. Sandy Creek. You know, Sandy Creek was head and shoulders talent-wise better than anybody in AAA last year, but by the time they got to the back end of the schedule, they were not the same football team. You know, and so you got to stay healthy, and this region will chew you up and spit you out if you're not careful.
Right. It's the same thing you guys unfortunately faced a few years ago. You come into the season, you play early on, you look like we're the best team in the state, and then you lose guys, and you just can't control that.
You know, and I think you're referencing the team with Teo Todd. And, you know, some people had us preseason #1 in a couple polls, and we're, 3 or 4-0 going to Whitewater, and Teo tears his foot up and out for the year. You know, and he might be very well the best player to ever come through here. You know, and so he was so dynamic, and we thought that team had a chance to win it. But just like in baseball, you got to have a little luck.
Sure.
You know, you got to have a little luck, and so hopefully luck will be on our side this time.
Yeah. One of the cool things for me after every game, it's off topic of football a little bit, but I know it's always so cool. You've got your whole family there on game nights. To have that kind of support, I know your parents, they're your #1 cheerleaders. Hopefully Lanier will be able to come back on some Friday nights and watch. But how special is that for you?
It's extremely special. I mean, we're just a family. You know, we're a tight-knit group. My parents have always been super supportive. The hardest thing was leaving Manchester because that's where both of them graduated. My mom still lives there, but to have Whitney and Chandler and Lanier and Chambers. Lanier is living on the same floor with Jatori and Blackman right now in Troy. So that's really, really cool.
And you'll look after her.
BT looks after her. I talked to him quite a bit. He's like, I saw Lanier and I got it taken care of. And so, but it's just a family thing. But that's really what we try to make this program about. You know, our coaches bring their kids to practice from time to time. They come eat with us. They're on the sideline with us. You know, life's too short, and this job doesn't pay enough for us to not have a family. And so, you know, we have an open door policy, and we're really proud of that.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of jobs. You can't go in halfway. You can't go in halfway. This is certainly one of them. Whether you're the head coach, the assistant coach, you have to be 100% committed. I know you do it because you love competition, but you also love being there for student athletes and trying to help shape their futures.
Yeah, no doubt. It's long hours. You know, I'm in the office by 5:45 every morning, and then I'm leaving here when it's dark outside. And other coaches too. It's not just about me. And the administrators here at the school do the same thing. And so, but yeah, we love the competition of it. That's kind of what fires us up. But you only get to compete really guaranteed 10 Fridays, you know, a year. So it's more about the day-to-day relationships. And I think the culture has gotten to the point where we're right where we want it. You know, and it's a spillover. It's very fluid between baseball and football. The culture's built the same way as far as the work ethic, and nothing's guaranteed, and you got to go earn it. And but you know, we may get on them and push them really hard, but it's also a brotherhood that we're going to have each other's backs, and that's really important to me. And I think that now in year 11 here, that we've kind of put that footprint pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I know I've told you this before, but it was the perfect scenario. You were the perfect guy for the school, and I know the school is grateful that you came here 11 years ago, and you're ready for year 11. Just see what happens, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're not perfect, but we
Yeah.
try really, really hard,
Yeah.
and we've made a lot of great friends. And
Yeah.
we always say we have an I get to job,
Right.
not an I got
Yeah.
to. And so nobody has to be here, but we choose to be here.
Yeah. I can't wait for Friday night, Coach. Let's go out and see what happens.
Let's go, Kevin.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Go Tigers.